If Joe Biden is for something, you better bet Marjorie Greene is going to be against it, even if it means that she's going to be siding with the airlines who want to nickel and dime you and your family to death on a bunch of nonsense charges that shouldn't exist in the first place. So we're going to get to Marjorie's take on this, but first, sort of the origin of it. Joe Biden tweeted this. Have you ever bought tickets for a big game based on one price, but then noticed it ticked up at the checkout due to hidden fees? Economists call this drip pricing, and companies use it to rip you off. Under my administration, we're putting an end to those hidden junk fees. It's a great message. I would love to see it because I just bought tickets to a comedy show and those drip fees are still there. But anyway, he goes on to say, you ought to be able to fly with your child and sit next to them without paying an additional fee. It's time all airlines offered fee-free family seating. So I don't know, maybe if you live in another country, you might think, well, isn't that just how it works? No, not here. You could theoretically have to pay extra to sit with your family. And that's just not like, you're bros with your brother and you wanna like sit next to him. You might wanna sit with your kid, for instance. Lots of kids really young don't necessarily feel comfortable flying, but they will charge you for stuff like that. So we can all agree that those fees shouldn't exist, right? Well, not all of us. Because Marjorie Greene said, what's next? Joe Biden using his power as president to demand kids eat free at all restaurants too? Why don't you do your job and close the border instead of pandering for votes? First of all, don't kids eat free at most restaurants? I feel like that's kind of a thing, but would that be so bad? And anyway, this isn't free meals. This is, we used to be able to do a thing. The industry is so anti-consumer that they've looked for any possible way to charge you extra money. It is putting a major, it's very difficult, a major burden on working Americans. And she, part of the populist right, sides with the airlines. How dare they be expected to act in a anti-consumer fashion? So absolutely ridiculous. She tried to imply that her issue is with the social media manager. She tweeted, take the POTUS social media accounts away from the 20-year-olds that don't understand anything about business, Lord help us. So look, she does understand something about business in this case. She understands business as usual and she's in favor of it. That's not the branding that the right would like you to believe about them, but she is standing with the industry against consumers. And Joe Biden in this case is on the right side of this. Sabrina, what do you think?
I don't know what Marjorie Taylor Greene's deal is. She just, wants to be contrarian to everything that Biden does, even when he advocates for something good for once. But can I just say that I am grateful to whichever alpha grandkid of his was just like, hey, grandpa, tickets are too expensive these days. And he finally noticed, he's like, wait a minute, I actually might have to do something about this because this has been going on for a long time now. Like it used to be normal, but I feel like within the last couple of decades, we've been seeing these hidden fees just become the norm. And now that, Biden is finally taking notice and I'm happy that he's finally doing something about it. I'm grateful. I don't know what Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know what her deal is.
Yeah, look, it is blind partisanship and tribalism on the one hand, in that she cannot allow Joe Biden to take a stance that theoretically could be popular, but then also it's letting the mask slip. They like to pretend that they're anti-elite or populist or whatever. That just means in practice, they attack second grade teachers for being bi or something. It doesn't mean that they're actually going to critique the stranglehold that corporations have on our economy and on our political system. That's not what they're there for. They're there to distract from the fact that that is the status quo. And it's so obvious in cases like this. Again, I don't know how much progress Joe Biden is making on this stuff. Again, it's slightly different airlines and tickets and stuff, but last year there was a big focus on Ticketmaster. And like I said, I bought some tickets recently and the hidden fees are just insane. And I hate that they can do that. What is the ticket price paying for if not the ability to go to the show? And yet it's only maybe half of the total price of going to the show. It's insane and something needs to be done. I would love to see Taylor Swift get back on that once she's done rigging the Super Bowl to boost Joe Biden's electoral chances.
That darn psyop girl.
I know, that's what she's doing. Well, do a good psyop.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.